What's going on, everybody? Kenny Bomb is in the building, and while THQ has confirmed that new match types will be added to AEW Fight Forever in the future, the mod community is already on top of it. One modder in particular that you guys probably heard me talk about, Lynch Reborn, is on Twitter going crazy. He's created some match types that I probably never even would have thought of. For one, it's impressive enough he got the Hell in a Cell in the game, but then he went further than that and put a Hell in a Cell Inferno match in the game. And then even further than that, he got the Hell in a Cell Exploding Barbed Wire Death match. Further than that, the triple layer Hell in a Cell match that we used to see in WCW, y'all. We gotta take a look at this. But first, if you like this content, do me a favor and drop a like on this video. It helps me out tremendously. Let's see if we can hit 1,000 likes on a random video like this. But don't forget to smash that subscribe button, because this will be your new favorite spot for everything pro wrestling. Now let's get into it.
Run, boy, they coming on.
All right, before we get into it, I forgot to mention, we do have a Discord as well. The link is in the description. We talk about AEW, we talk about AEW Fight Forever. We can talk about WWE, we can talk about WWE 2K, whatever you want to talk about. Mortal Kombat, it's all in there. So if you're in the Bomb Squad, make sure you join the community so we can chop it up. Now let's get into it. So we're going to start this off with the first video I saw. And y'all are going to notice it is a work in progress. As we go through these videos, they get better and better and better. Now this is the first one I saw. We're going to turn the volume off because I'm not sure where the music comes from. So we see the Hell in a Cell, and then we see the ring catch fire. So he made a Hell in a Cell Inferno match. Now if we look here, he goes right through the cage. But again, this is the first video I saw. It cuts there. Let's go ahead and move on to the next one. So here's the next video. You'll notice that something else was added in this one. So in this video, we can see he added the announce table. Now, he does say in the caption that it doesn't break yet, but again, as I said before, it's a work in progress. We just see the possibilities of things that will come with modding down the line. He's got the Hell in a Cell cage, he's got the ring on fire like an Inferno match, and he's put the announcer table on the at ringside. So when this thing does work like it's supposed to, and we can actually get that announce table to break, that's something that should have been in the game already, to be honest with you, but hey, hopefully we get it down the line. Now, I was about to say this is going to be the craziest thing we see today, but I thought about it. As we get further, it's going to get even crazier. But this is an exploding barbed wire Hell in a Cell match. Not much more chaos you can add to that. We see the ring blowing up with fire surrounding it. Now, I know y'all might be thinking, how do we interact with the cage? We're going to get to that. We're going to get to that. But another thing y'all might notice here, we got Charlotte Flair and we got Goldberg in the ring. Another thing that these mods are doing is creating big possibilities for Creative Wrestler. We're going to look at that in another video because he does have a lot of impressive stuff here. But this is the first look at it. We see Charlotte and we see Goldberg. Let's go ahead and move on to the next crazy part of these matches. Now, a few moments ago, I said we'd see how the wrestlers could interact with the cell, and it looks like I'll be able to show you that right now. And I just love how this Hell in a Cell Inferno match starts off, because if you look in the corners, you'll see the cane pyro. Now, Lynch Reborn did say there were some limitations based on how the game was coded. I think he was saying things like climbing the cage or the way we can move around the cage, there would be limitations. But as long as we can get on top of the cage, I'm cool with it. And as we can see, the way he made that work was with a lift. There's a lift that comes down, you stand on top of the lift, and then that lift goes back up. And that's the way we can get on top of the Hell in a Cell structure. Now, one thing I want to know is, will we be able to slam each other through this cage? That's my favorite thing to do in these Hell in a Cell matches. So I think this is kind of the limitations. We can only move around like where the ring is. If you try to go outside the ring, it kind of cuts that off, which again is fine. But I want to see somebody get slammed through this thing. Bad. Can you imagine if somebody's bleeding and you get them on top of the cage and that blood is dripping on the metal cell? Ooh, that'll be nasty. And then it looks like there's a timer on the lift. So it doesn't really have a fall animation, of course, but I would like to see how it works if you vertical suplex somebody down there. Would their body just go straight down and fall? Interesting. I got to download these mods, man. We got to play around with these things. All right, so this one kind of has the double cage, and trust me, it's going to get even crazier than this. But this one has the double cage, and you might notice Roman Reigns is in the ring. And that model, spot on. Amazing. Create a wrestler mod video coming tomorrow. Let's just call it a shot right now. So we see Roman Reigns and we see the lift. What he said in the caption of this one is, if you're in a casino battle royale where you got 4 people in the match and you go on top of the ring, it automatically eliminates you. So Rey Fenix is actually out, but I mean, they let him hang around. So I wonder what happens if he goes back down with him being eliminated. Oh, it looks like we might have the other layers. Oh, it just made him disappear. So he went away. All right, before we move forward to the last match type he has on here, I want to make sure we get his exact words so it completely explains what's going on with the barriers. You may not be able to climb the cell, but I added an elevator that takes you up and down. Unfortunately, Yuke seems to have hard-coded barricades in the sky that don't let you explore the full length of the cell roof. So that's what's going on right here. Where you see Chris Jericho stop running, there's like a barricade there that won't let you go there because that's kind of like the floor on the outside. So I guess they're keeping things to like the ring perimeter. But y'all make sure you follow Lynch Reborn. Even if y'all want to get a head start on that Creative Wrestler video I'm dropping tomorrow, make sure you follow Lynch Reborn because he posts everything on there and his stuff is amazing. All right, before we move forward to the last match type he has on here, I want to make sure we get his exact words so it completely explains what's going on with the barriers. You may not be able to climb the cell, but I added an elevator that takes you up and down. Unfortunately, Yuke seems to have hard-coded barricades in the sky that don't let you explore the full length of the cell roof. So that's what's going on right here. Where you see Chris Jericho stop running, there's like a barricade there that won't let you go there because that's kind of like the floor on the outside. So I guess they're keeping things to like the ring perimeter. But y'all make sure you follow Lynch Reborn. Even if y'all want to get a head start on that Creative Wrestler video I'm dropping tomorrow, make sure you follow Lynch Reborn because he posts everything on there and his stuff is amazing. I said this was the last one, y'all, but Lynch is cooking. There's actually 2 more. So we're going to save the craziest one for last, but this one is actually the cage match. Well, we got to read what he said first because there are some limitations here as well, but I'm sure, you know, they'll figure it out. They'll work everything out. So added an AEW steel cage, but can't get interior collision to work due to how Yuke's coded entering and exiting the ring. Exterior works, but the AI would get stuck outside and not know how to use the door. So the AI just isn't smart enough. He's asking if we still want it. Yes, Lynch, we still want it. All of these matches you got up here, I'm going to do some videos on, and we're going to try to play some live to see if we can have some fun with it. But we can see the steel cage. Kenny Omega is going straight through it, but the AI doesn't actually interact with the door. So we can see they get stuck. Oh, okay, so these are the parts that actually work on the outside of the ring, but I guess the doors on the front end that we'd be using to get in and out. So there's the door. Okay, I see. He has a door right there on the front, but on the sides, that's where it's blocked off, and it actually works where you can't get in. If he can get it to where we can climb that cage, whoo boy, we're not even going to have to wait on AEW, which I know that's probably a tough task. I don't know how this modern stuff works. I just think it's I think it's amazing that he got this in there in the first place. So we'll see how far it gets. I don't know. All right, finally, last but most certainly not least, this is the one I think I want to play around with the most to see what different type of things I can do in there. His caption is, I thought to myself, can we get much higher? And we most definitely can't play this music right now because it'll get us taken down. But maybe I'll sing it for y'all. Can we get much higher? That's actually all the song I know. But we see Kenny Omega gets on top of the lift, hits the Omega taunt, and then it goes back up. And that's only level 1. So not only does this have level 1, we get another taunt from Kenny Omega. And you can see he's in another cage right now. So we can actually explore that whole cage. And then it goes up to another level. I don't know if it goes to the tip top now, but this is actually high enough. Can y'all imagine? Because that's 1, 2, that's like 3 cages. If you could do like a vertical suplex and slam somebody through all 3 cages, RIP. Man, just crazy stuff like that is what I loved in these wrestling games. And this is an arcade game, so if they were to put something like that in there, it'd be totally fine and acceptable because in an arcade game, it makes sense for you to slam somebody through 3 cell cages. So I was just happy to get a Hell in a Cell match in this game. But now, AEW and Yuke's, I need a triple cage match like this. If Lynch Reborn can do it, a team with 100,000 people like y'all got can definitely do it. All right, shame I gotta say it, but I know there's not 100,000 people on their team. It was just a figure of speech. But I do have this game on PC now, and I've never modded anything. But this is going to be the first game I try these mods on because this stuff does look really fun. Hopefully I don't break my game. If we do, we'll figure it out. But thank y'all for tuning into this video. Don't forget to drop a like if you like the content and smash that subscribe button because like I said earlier, this is going to be your favorite spot for everything pro wrestling. Bomb Squad. Let's get to that.